Do you have hip pain when walking? A discomfort that starts inside the groin and goes down the inside of the thigh? Or a pain that appears on the outside of your hip? I want you to stay, because I'm going to give you the 3 essential steps you need to work on to solve it. The first reason pain appears is the lack of strength, especially in the accessory muscles of the hip. Gluteus maximus and gluteus medius are key muscles to ensure a pain-free hip, and today I'm going to teach you how to work them. Lack of stability, not being able to walk properly, distributing your weight between your feet, and limping. It's one of the main reasons why hip pain can appear, and today I'm going to teach you how to fix it with exercises. And finally, excessively high mechanical stress. This refers to body weight, which also has a very important impact on the development of hip pain. I can't teach you this because it's not mine, it's an area of knowledge. But I also recommend working on it by improving your nutrition to reduce your caloric intake and obviously decrease your body weight. In this video, I'll show you how to improve strength and stability. But if you want to have a complete approach and a full understanding of hip pain rehabilitation, I invite you to Hip Week, an event where we'll have much more time to expand all that knowledge and really find out how you can relieve your discomfort. Regardless of whether you have osteoarthritis, a labrum tear, trochanteric bursitis, or even a hip prosthesis, I'm going to leave you a little card up here in the top right corner. So you can access this page, leave your email here and sign up automatically. And if you want, you can take a look around this page with all the things we'll be going over day by day. A unique event that is held for free, only once a year. So I recommend you join, because it could mean a turning point in your hip pain. And now we're going to move over here to start with the exercises. As we were saying, the glutes are one of the most important muscle groups for developing strength in the hip area if this is a normal leg. The glutes are located right behind, in the place where we sit. We're not just talking about the gluteus maximus, but also the gluteus medius, a small muscle on the side of the hip. Today I'm going to show you from my point of view what the best exercise is to strengthen it, with 3 different levels, so you can always adapt them to your abilities. For the first one, we get a small mat and lie on our back. If you can do it with your legs straight, even better. The goal of this is to start working on a certain contraction and muscle awareness at the level of the gluteal muscles. And for that, I want you to position yourself with your legs straight and place one hand under one buttock and the other hand under the other buttock. I want you to establish a connection between your glute and your brain and contract it as much as possible. Like holding a credit card or a €500 bill and not wanting it to slip away. We hold that contraction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and relax. What are you going to notice? With your hands, you'll feel those muscles contract and close. It's easy to detect by touch, and you'll also notice the card slipping away. Did Ryder disconnect Lawido from the Guest Monster? No, I relax here, then contract, then relax again. See if I can do it quickly. In fact, you can see that rhythmic movement. The gluteal muscles contract, push that muscle downward, and the pelvis lifts with the pubis going upward. So it's really easy to notice. This method, even though it's very simple, I recommend you always practice it. First of all, and this is extremely important for people who move very little or who spend a lot of time in bed, place your hands right here underneath. I rest my glutes firmly on my hands, making sure it's comfortable. I contract very hard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. During the contraction, it's normal for your toes to point outward, basically because the gluteus maximus also does that external rotation movement. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Very good. That's 2. Let's do 10 together. I contract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. I contract, I lift my pelvis, my buttocks come together. Maximum contraction 4. I contract. Great, let's do 5 more so you really get how these muscles work. 1, 1. I relax. 6. I contract really hard, like I'm holding that credit card tightly between my buttocks. 7. I have 3 left, just contract hard. 7. 8. Last 2. 9. Last rep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 when you finish those 10 reps. you might feel some glute fatigue. Notice that I do very complicated exercises with my glutes, but this awareness exercise is already helping me and is giving me some fatigue. That's because I have that muscle very well trained and I'm very capable of sending the stimulus to the muscle and contracting it when needed. This was level 1, simple and accessible to almost everyone. Now what I'm going to do is slide down a little and place my legs, my feet on the couch. That's why I'm doing this exercise near the couch. What we want now is first of all to let those legs fall outward. You can't see it much there, but you can make sure there's external rotation so that the contraction in the glute area is greater. Second, I want to lift my glutes until there's a straight line from shoulders to ankles. And third, contract the glutes as much as possible, just like we did in the previous exercise, adding more quality to the contraction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I go down, relax and start again. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I go down and start again. And here we can tackle many difficulties. Arms here, a weight here, many, honestly, as many as you want. The key is that this exercise suits your abilities. We're also going to work on all of this during hip week so that each of us can choose a difficulty level that's right for us. We've done 4, let's do 6 more. At this difficulty, step 1, feet out, step 2, pelvis up, step 3, glutes tight, 5. If your back hurts, just lift less. Even lifting only a centimeter off the ground gives a weaker contraction, but lets you avoid discomfort. Now, for the lower back, let's go with the 7th one. Relax. 8. Relax, last 2 up 9. Last repetition, down and up. And 10. Great job not just for the glutes, but also for the lower back and hamstrings. Even if we want to take it a step further, tackle an exercise that's a bit more challenging, we can do the classic bridge. Now, place your feet on the floor, knees bent at 90 degrees, arms as you prefer, and follow the same steps. Okay? It's just 2 steps. I lift my glutes as high as possible until a straight line forms between my knee and my shoulder. And up here, Pam. I contract my glutes tightly. Even if you can't see it, I'm squeezing them as much as possible and make sure the €500 bill doesn't fall or the card gets lost. Let's do 10 reps. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, touch, down and up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, touch, down and up, 1, 2. Good glute contraction. 3, relax, that's 4. Remember that contraction at the top, glutes squeezed together, 5. I already did some glute exercises at home, and honestly, this exercise is hard for me today because I have a lot of soreness, which is the pain that appears in the muscles. After the exercise, we go down, touch, we've done 6, we have 4 left at the top. 7, touch down, up, squeeze hard. 8, we have 2 left, touch down, up. 9, touch down, last repetition. And 10, let's breathe. Relax. As you've seen, we've gradually increased the intensity from a simple exercise to a harder one, then to a much more difficult one. We can make this exercise harder by adding weight or changing arm position. Great, this is the strength area we need to improve. If you have hip pain, this can help prevent groin or outer edge pain when walking. Let's move over here to the side and look at the exercise. The exercise is to also improve that stability. Let's do it. To work on stability, we're going to need a broomstick. Especially if you have trouble with balance exercises, have poor stability, or fall frequently. The stick is going to help make this much easier and much safer. What I want to do are different balance and proprioception exercises that will challenge our feet and, consequently, our hips. The first one is very simple. I want you to place one foot in front of the other, just as if we were standing on a line. Look straight ahead on the tightrope and use your cane for slight side support. Maintaining balance is actually easy. Legs completely straight, we hold the position for 45 seconds. Here, Obviously, if it's too easy, we can make several modifications. The first is to remove the cane completely. The second is to close one eye. By closing one eye, we lose one of our visual references. It will be much harder for the body to find balance. It will have to rely on our legs for stability instead of visual references. Closing one eye makes things more challenging. If that goes well, we can try closing the other and eventually both eyes. Be careful here, because look, you can lose your balance very easily. This is a challenge only suitable for people with better balance, so find a position, a difficulty level that you like, and hold it for 45 seconds. We'll do this together. I'll hold the position facing forward with the cane, and we'll count to 45. We're going to do 30 on one leg and 30 on the other, so it doesn't get too long. We've done 10. "20, remember, both knees fully stretched. And 30, and next, we switch the support of the legs, okay? One behind, one in front, and we work again the same way, with the same intensity. After this set with both legs, you'll be able to assess if you can increase the difficulty or not. We've done 10 here. "20. 29 and 30, perfect. If you enjoyed this first level and completed it easily. The next step is to make a line with your feet, walking by placing your heel right in front of the big toe of the opposite leg. And here, if you want, you can use your cane to make the exercise easier. If you have good balance, we can remove it and work without it, like this. We walk 10 or 20 meters and then we turn around and do the same thing again, placing one foot in front of the other. Tightrope walk, as if we were walking on a balance rope. A very, very good exercise to challenge the stability of the legs, ankles, knees, and also the hips. This exercise obviously forces us to walk correctly. When we have pain, we tend to limp. We tend to avoid putting weight on the painful leg. This helps balance both supports and make our gait as symmetrical as possible. Shall we do another? I place my heel right in front of my big toe, my heel in front of my big toe. And we could also introduce the challenges we've seen before. I close one eye, I close the other, I close both eyes. In order to challenge our body and find a level of exercise that suits our abilities. If you're good at this and walking in place is your strong point, we can make it a little more challenging by doing the crosswalk. Focus here, this level is very challenging. We place one foot in front and cross the opposite foot so that the outside of both feet are almost touching. Almost touching, almost touching. This is going to really challenge your balance and work the stability of your entire lower limb in a very, very demanding way. Be careful, it's easier to fall. And again, we can work with different visual points. One eye closed, both eyes closed, with a cane or without a cane, to make the exercise more challenging. Obviously here we firmly support the weight on one leg, we force it to bear the load, and it can help us find that symmetry and reduce any kind of limp we might have. When we put one leg or the painful leg on the ground, we do one more cross, 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 cross. How do we do these exercises? Starting with the first glute one. I recommend choosing a variation you like and doing 3 or 4 sets of 10 repetitions. This is the second one. I invite you to do the 2 exercises we've seen. The first one is a static position with one foot in front of the other, and then choose one of these 2 walks. Work on it for just 5 to 10 minutes daily. With a little effort, 20 or 30 minutes a day, you'll see an incredible difference. At the hip level, it's going to help you improve in just 3 or 4 weeks, and that's great. That's what I had to show you. Remember that to avoid that discomfort in the groin area or on the outside of the hip, we have to work on 3 pillars. The strength we saw at the beginning with the glute work, the stability we're seeing right now with these marching exercises, and finally, as you know, the mechanical factor, losing weight to prevent that hip from being subjected to excessive mechanical forces. And as you can see, that's not my area. I encourage you to contact a professional and work on improving your nutrition and sleep quality. And even if you can, try to include some type of cardiovascular activity that isn't too demanding, like using a stationary bike, swimming, or simply walking in the water. That's all from me. I just want to remind you about the free event we're going to have from April 21st to 27th Hip Week. It's a unique event to learn many strength, stability, and mobility exercises. You'll learn how to manage your pain and know how far you should push yourself, and you'll understand how pain depends on many different factors. I've put that link for you in the description and first comment. I hope to see you live on the first day, April 21st, and if not, you know I hope to see you on my channel in any other video. See you very soon. I hope you put everything you've learned into practice.